Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to discuss about null and undefined. So let's start our discussion. So far we have already seen the number data type, string data type, as well as we have also seen the arrays in our last session. Now let's start discussion on null and undefined. Both null and undefined is almost similar. So null means an empty or non-existence value. Null is assigned and explicitly means nothing, while undefined typically means a variable has been declared but not yet defined. So let's understand with an example so that you can have a better understanding about null and undefined. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code. Suppose if you are having a variable called marks, so let's tell it marks, and we are not going to assign any value and we try to print this variable. So let's look into that, what it actually returning. Console.log and try to print it, save it. Let's jump into the browser to see the output. So see here, it has returned us undefined. So we have seen that if we haven't assigned any values, then browser has assigned it undefined. Suppose in case if you try to do some operation on this undefined variable, so let's look into that, what will happen. So just marks plus 40 and we will use some template string over there and we will tell that my mark is $mark. So let's jump into the browser to see the output. So see here, browser has automatically assigned this undefined value wherever it finds the marks variable. So here the first point to remember comes, undefined is being assigned by browser whenever if we don't provide any kind of initialization to the variable which we have declared within a program, then in such scenario browser will automatically define it as undefined. Now you must be asking that what actually then null is. Then to answer your question, null is the value which we explicitly assign to the variable. So let's look into that. We have seen the output wherever it finds the marks earlier, it is assigning it as undefined and that is being assigned by browser. Now in this case we are going to assign null value, that means it is an empty. So let's look into the output, what output it is giving us. So see here, it has given us the first value is null, that is for mark, and then we have used the formula marks plus 40. It has returned us the number 40 and then it has returned us my mark is null. But in the earlier case, if we haven't applied the null value, then in that time for the second value it has returned us not a number. So here the second point to remember come, null is an empty value which we generally provide to the variable. So here you must be asking that why actually we use null if it means that empty value. Then to answer your question, I will tell that null is generally being used as a reset tool. So what does it mean? So it means that whenever if you are working with any form and user is filling some form and the user submitted the form, then on that scenario we need to reset the form so that it will look like the data is being submitted and you will get the new instance of the form. So at that time it is null can be used to clear out each of the fields within the form. So on this note, I am stopping over here. I hope you enjoyed the session and you now know the difference between null and undefined. If you have any doubt, you can drop me a message. I will answer your question. So that's it guys. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.